Hello everybody, welcome to DRL TV. I'm your host James Pandoff. Tonight is the DRL Truck Series at Dover for 150 laps around this 1 mile concrete monster mile. Currently underway with qualifying with Jim Westfield on track. Joining me in the booth is Ben Izenga. How are you doing tonight, Ben?
I'm not too bad, James. Ready to watch some decent racing here. Dover never fails to show off some pretty good races.
Absolutely, as we're watching Jim Westfield complete his second lap, currently on the board in third. Let's see if he'll be able to improve it. And he does not, so currently a 22.804 is his fastest lap, good enough for fourth with 3 minutes remaining. We'll see if who else is able to out-qualify him, as it looks like Jarrett Rogers just moved himself up to the third position. Looking at the practice times, Ben, a lot of people were very close. I believe it was the top 12 drivers were all within 1/10 of each other.
Yeah, we saw a lot of really tight times. I think the entire field was within about 0.3 of a second, which is pretty abnormal. We don't have a super long track here, about a mile, so that's pretty abnormal to see that close times. But this field, all these skill levels we've seen in the past few weeks, that they're all pretty close together. And yeah, we see a lot of really close racing tonight. I'm sure won't be any different than that, especially with this concrete surface. We see as the track rubbers in, it gets a little bit more grippy. So as the tires fall off, and they do fall off a lot here, we're going to see some pretty close racing.
Austin Collins just took pole for the moment. 2 minutes remaining. 22.688 is the time to beat.
And I really liked watching that 98 truck in practice. He looked very consistent. He was at the top of the board pretty much all 1 hour of practice. He was looking pretty good. So I hope to see some pretty good things from him through this race.
As the one truck, Jeremy Hebel, rolls off to attempt his qualifying lap. Looks like some trouble there getting off. He ends up into the outside wall. He's going to have to reset and try again. That's going to hurt him time-wise, as there's only a minute and a half. He might not be able to complete both laps. Hayden Askey as well, having trouble.
And this is a tricky pit road to get off of. We see a couple of these guys having trouble now, but yeah, it's really flat, and it's actually a different surface than the track. It's asphalt on that apron, so these tires respond a little bit differently, and the truck often gets a little bit wiggly just because how bumpy it is.
As you see, quite a few drivers waiting at the line. They want to start in the back of this one. Probably expecting a lot of carnage to happen early with this many trucks on the, taking the grid. As you see, Ronnie Outlaw just posts his first lap time at 22.842, good enough for 15th. Adam Purcell in the 58 truck is currently the pole sitter. We'll see if Ronnie's able to outbeat his time with 30 seconds remaining. I believe the 51 is the last remaining driver to attempt a qualifying lap.
He looked just a little high in 3 and 4. How can he get it done with a 22.93?
Yep,
It's his second lap.
15th will be his starting position. So it will be the 58 truck of Adam Purcell starting on the pole. As the timer has run out, qualifying is complete. Adam Purcell, Austin Collins make up the front row. Let's see if we can pull in our pole sitter. Adam, this is Broadcast Booth. You have a copy?
Yes, I do.
Well, starting on the pole tonight, right next to you is the 98 of Austin Collins. How are you feeling about tonight?
I'm feeling pretty good. Considering I was at the top of the board in practice and came into qualifying and was able to get the top spot, feeling pretty good about this track. I just need to take it easy and just let everyone else use their stuff up while I sit back and just watch them use it up and go up and pass them.
Absolutely got 150 laps here tonight. Ben, do you have anything for Adam?
No, just good luck in the race. Hopefully we can talk to you at the end of this thing.
All right, thank you guys.
Alrighty, good luck out there.
Thank you.
As we continue through the starting grid, you see the rest of the drivers and how they line up as the pace car is getting ready to roll off and we'll be going green shortly. As we heard Adam mention, he was the fastest on practice time and he got the pole here tonight. Ben, who are you looking out for tonight? Who do you think might be able to get the win tonight at Dover?
Yeah, I really like Adam Purcell, actually. He was the one guy who was able to beat out Austin Collins in both of these, both practice and qualifying. He looked pretty consistent. He was able to look to me like he was able to kind of keep his truck together in practice. These aren't super difficult handling trucks, but these guys can really run them out of tire if they push them too hard, and it looked like Adam was doing a pretty good job not doing that, so he's definitely my pick for tonight.
I have to go with the 87 of rookie newcomer. Almost won last week. He pushed his teammate to the win at Talladega. Anthony's looking very strong. I think he might be able to pick up his first win in Dynasty Racing League tonight. As pace truck is off, Adam Purcell leads him to the green, and we are underway here at Dover.
See Adam Purcell jump in front of Austin Collins into turn one. These guys were all pretty slow on that start. This track surface doesn't really like tires that much when they're cold, so they tend to spin a little bit. Austin Collins looking at the bottom. So he's going to make that pass pretty easily.
One thing these drivers have to be careful of is being outside of that groove coming off of turn 2 and turn 4. They can end up quickly into that outside wall, knocking it down, knocking out their fender, and if there's someone to their inside, they end up collecting them and take each other out. As they seem to single file out pretty quickly here. Long race ahead of them, everyone taking it easy.
Yeah, it looks like the entire field is single file.
As we're looking about 10th position, Steven Sims, Adam Free, David Lindahl, Jim Westerfield, last week's winner at Talladega, picking up his first career win in Dynasty Racing League, currently in the 14th position. As we have side-by-side action in front of them with the 21 truck of Richard Springer, almost 3 wide, as the 69 of Mitchell Briggs had a little bit of a bobble coming off of turn number 2. Oh, wreck in the back.
Oh.
The 39 truck. And they continue to wreck behind the Rod Fosnar, the 66 of Dominic Mangione. The 80.
Hayden Natsky get involved in that too.
As well as Sidarius Jackson in the 85. Let's see if we can take it back a lap and see exactly what had happened. On board with David Wright in the 42 truck, you see Jeremy Hebel right behind them as they go down into turn number 3. Looks like Hebel just gets into the back of him and then stack up behind him, not expecting that checkup involving the 39.
Yeah, it looks like the 11 truck just slams the 39 of Dustin Jones into kind of a big chain of events. All 4 of those trucks getting damaged. And then we see a few more guys just coming off turn 4 hit the brakes. And the way that turn kind of exits, the springs in the rear of the truck unload pretty quickly. So if you get on the brakes, it can really unsettle the truck. And we saw 2 or 3 trucks just get loose and bounce off the inside wall because of that.
Yeah, big chain of events going on. You saw the 85 clip the 66 as they were avoiding that contact. Let's see if we can get an onboard view from the 7 of Dustin Eichard, if iRacing will cooperate.
Yeah, Eichard looked like one of those guys. He was just checking up, and the truck got unstable and spun to the inside. Clipped David right in the front.
See significant damage to the front of that 7, the 16, the 42. So we go back up to the front. Austin Collins is ahead of the 58 of Adam Purcell. Anthony Fitchner in 3rd, Cody Barber 4th, and Brent Kincott is currently rounding out the top 5. So several trucks with damage early in this one. And that's one characteristic about Dover. It's a giant sweeping track on these banks. It might be 2 cars starting it, and next thing you know, 8, 9 trucks get involved just based on the giant sweeping bankings, and it's track clear, as they like to say.
Yeah, even these straightaways, they're banked more than a few of the corners of tracks that we go. I think it's about 13 degrees of banking on the straightaways. So even if you wreck on the straightaways, you're gonna sweep to the bottom of the track, and it clears out for the most part. But sometimes you just kind of have a chain reaction, like we just saw, and it causes some trouble for a lot of trucks. And especially if we see them going on the backstretch, there's really no apron on this track for the most. On the front stretch and the backstretch, there's just a wall. So you have the width of the track, but nothing really past that. So you can't really clear off the track if you're wrecked. You just kind of have to sit there, let everyone go by, and hopefully they don't stack up.
Should be getting the 1 to go signal this time by. We'll be restarting on lap number 10 with Austin Collins. Looks like he'll be electing the inside line.
Looks like we've basically flipped the tops and the bottom lanes for the first 2 rows. We see Austin Collins on the inside, along with Anthony Fitchner, who's also on the inside, Cody Barber and Adam Purcell on the outside now. If you look closely at these trucks under caution, you can see how bumpy this track is. They just bounce right up and down because this concrete, it's really rough on these trucks. So that's part of the reason that they get so unsettled, like we saw with a couple of those guys under caution, or that brought out the caution spinning to the bottom of the track. The track's just very bumpy and very grooved.
As the pit truck ducks off, it will be Austin Collins commanding this restart. As he takes off there, great restart by the 98. Adam Purcell a little slow to get going, but it'll be those 2 single file as they head down in turn 1.
So the top 5 is going to single file left. Brent Kincott, nope. He's going to think better of it and drop back in line behind Cody Barber.
They fan out behind him. Adam Free almost ran into the back of the 45, but he was able to check up in time. for the most part, everyone's single filed out now. You see Free get by that 69 of Mitchell Briggs. Mitchell Briggs making his return to Dynasty Racing League last week, earning the pole at Talladega. He was strong for the most part until he got caught up in a later wreck.
He looks really strong here tonight. We saw him pretty quick in practice. Bit of a disappointing qualifying run. He's looking safe here in this race.
Patrick Cowgill in 31, Richard Spring in the 21 getting around the 02 Josh Mayhew. Steven Sims going to try to follow along as they come off of turn number 4. Josh Mayhew dropping back early on this restart.
We've seen it happen a couple times. We're going to see it happen a couple more. Once you get shuffled to the outside, you're going to kind of get freight trained. You really don't want to be up there. It's not too hard to keep pace, but you're going to wear those tires down really quickly. It's better just to fall back in line where you... It looks like Josh Mayhew is going to get back in line right in front of Ronnie Outlaw.
Going back up to the front, Adam Purcell putting a lot of pressure on Austin Collins for that race lead, as well as Anthony Fitzner, who's hanging tough with these two drivers. Then you got a little gap to the 28 of Cody Barber. And then you got a giant gap going to 5th place. Brent Kincott, Jarrett Rogers there in 6th. And now Richard Spring has moved up to the 7th position. On board with the 21 truck of Richard Springer as you see them head down into turn number 3.
Steven Sims shuffled out to the... So he looks to the inside of Patrick Cowgill. Adam Free now looking forward. So Cowgill's going to fall back in line behind for...
Dakota Wilkins was on pit lane for an extensive amount of time, almost 40 seconds. He's back on the track.
Adam Free looking to the inside of Stevens.
This would be for the 8th position. Looks like he will be able to get the pass. Patrick Cowgill going to take up that slot to the inside, not allowing Steven Sims to get down behind the 29 truck.
Sims is going to hold off this position, keep Cowgill behind him for... It looks like David Lindahl is going to look the inside of Patrick Cowgill.
He will clear him as they head onto the backstretch down into turn number 3. Jim Westerfield in that 35 to the inside of Mitchell Briggs.
Looks like Briggs is going to let him go. Ronnie Outlaw capitalizing on that too.
Bit of a bobble
losing
there.
A lot of speed.
Yeah, Corey Sherman, Daniel Holloway going to get to his inside. Briggs is going to lose a lot of positions.
So looks like he's going to be able to get back in line at the end of this little... A little further ahead, Jim Westerfield looking to the inside of Patrick Cowgill. For the 10th position. Ronnie Outlaw also looking to capitalize.
Is it 2x2 behind him? Lindahl, Cowgill battling it out for the 12th position.
Or Sherman looking to get a little bit squirrely off 4 that time. He keeps it. Oh, he gets the wall off too.
Yeah, that's going to allow Holloway to get to his inside.
It looks like David Lindahl is finally going to get by Patrick Cowgill.
Just in front of them, Ronnie Outlaw in the 51 making his pass on Jim Westfield for the 10th position. Oh, big checkup behind them as they fan out. 81
Looks like
into the
Corey
6.
Sherman.
They make contact.
Looked like Corey Sherman got into the wall off of 2 that time.
Yeah,
Caused everyone behind him to kind of fan out.
Taking a look, you can see that right front tire basically almost like a open wheel modify, as that right front fender is completely torn off his machine.
Modify won't look too out of place here in the northeast Dover.
Oh, he does it again. He's having a lot of trouble here.
Looked like he got tagged in the rear too. I believe that was a 38 truck. Ronald Sirline.
Yeah, Ronald just nowhere to go once the 6 slowed up as he was making contact with the wall. Back up front is still Austin Collins leading the way with Adam Purcell and Anthony Fitchner in his mirror.
Cody Barber's fallen off a little bit from that 3-car pack, but he's still maintaining his 4th position.
He might have hit the wall.
Yeah, I see a lot of damage in the right front.
Yeah, lots of damage. That's going to allow Brent King to have to get around him for that 4th position. Adam Free and Richard Springer in tow. As Austin Collins now works over the lap of traffic, that's Rod Posner on the 10, he's getting around. Aiden Askey right in front of him.
See a caution on the track. I believe that was the 6 of Corey Sherman. Yeah, he hit the wall once again and got loose and hit the inside wall. Ended up spinning it on the truck. Bring out that caution. That truck has definitely seen better days. He's got damage on every panel of that thing.
Yeah, iRacing being fishy here, not quite allowing us to see all that happened. But you can see him at the very end when he comes down into the inside line. So just a bad luck continues for the 6th, Corey Sherman. As pit lane will be open for our race leaders, Austin Collins is going to bring him down.
So he comes down to a crawl 35 miles an hour, the pit road speed limit here at Dover. Very, very slow. Causes you to lead a lot of time if you're pitting under green. This pit road takes up all of the front stretch and some of turn 4.
See, here they come to enter their pit stalls. We'll watch this race off pit lane and see who will come out. Very close race for 3rd.
You see a few trucks staying there for a wave around. Looks like Dustin Jones and Scott Gaskill. A couple of victims was the early caution we had going on, looking to get their laps back.
Should be getting the one to go signal this time by. These trucks will get the wave around. Austin Collins is your race leader with Adam Purcell behind him.
The top 5 in this race has stayed relatively the same, with one difference: Corey Barber hitting the wall and falling. Looks like out of the top 10, actually, probably got some of that damage.
Yeah, he scored all the way back in 22nd, I believe. Looks like he definitely wanted to repair some of that damage, and I don't blame him. It's still early on. He'll have plenty of time to get back up there.
Yeah, it's absolutely better that he gets it repaired now than keeping a damaged truck, losing some time on the track, and having to repair it later and losing all that track position later. See Adam Free, our newcomer to the top 5, replacing Corey. Other than that, Austin Collins, Adam Purcell, Anthony Fitchner, and Brent Kingcott are top 4 for the majority of this race so far.
Pace truck getting ready to duck off. Austin Collins leads him to the restart zone. And we are green once again. Austin Collins with a fantastic restart. Anthony Fitchner in the 87 had a pretty good start, as well as Adam Purcell had a little bit of a struggle there. That might open the door for the 87 as the 58 goes up the track. Fitchner going to be able to get around him and take second. Brent Kingcott might be able to take third as well.
Looks like Brent Kincott's going to take it away from Adam Purcell. Adam Purcell looking to fall in line in front of Adam. Going to be able to do it. Free falling into 5th.
Top 10 single file out very quickly, with Austin Collins having about a second gap already, 1 lap into this restart. Brent Kingcott looking for second.
He drifts up the track a little bit there. Almost a little bit of contact with the 87 truck, but he keeps it clean. Makes that pass, falls in a second. Adam Free looking to take away 4th from Adam Purcell. Purcell into the wall hard off turn 2.
Yeah, that's how pole sitter Adam Purcell making contact with that wall. He's going to drop outside the top 8 now. He's able to rebound right in front of the 88 of David Lindahl, but that's going to hurt him majorly. As Brent Kincott's closing the gap on our race leader, now under half a second.
Steven Sims to the inside of Jarrett Rogers, that is, in the 9 truck. Adam Purcell following in. Not going to make it happen, though, it looks like. He's going to fall back in line behind the 9 truck.
Back up to our battle for the lead. Brent Kingcott closing in very quickly on the 98 of Austin Collins. You see Kingcott with a fantastic run coming off of turn number 4. It's now 1/10 of a gap. Kingcott might have something for him going down into turn number 3.
He's not going to make it happen that time, but he does maintain a pretty small gap to the Austin Collins. About 2 car lengths at the line that time. Adam Free right there as well.
Free going to make his presence known now as third place has caught up to the front two. Ditchner sitting comfortably in fourth. There he goes, Kincott for the lead. He's going to keep his nose there. That forces Collins high. And Brent will take the lead.
Collins looks to get a good run off. Try to defend second place from Adam Free. Not going to make it happen though. Free stays there. He's going to be able to take that spot away in one.
Yep, Collins able to drop in behind him before Titchener can get his nose to the inside of him. So Collins to third. And we'll see if Kincott's able to pull away from the second through fourth. Battle for fifth is the 21 truck of Richard Springer. Steven Sims behind him.
And Adam Purcell with after some solid contact with the wall, he's able to maintain 8th place. Now he's looking to the inside of Jarrett Rogers now.
Yeah, might be able to make it happen down in turn number 1. Taking a closer look, he doesn't have significant damage to the right front corner. We've seen drivers with right front damage after making contact with the wall. It looks like the majority of his damage is to the rear end. Just crushed in on both the left and right sides.
Yeah, it looks like he might have had a little bit of contact when he hit the wall. Someone behind him maybe nudged his bumper. Doesn't appear to be affecting his speed too much as he rides inside the top step.
Kincott slowly pulling away. Almost 4/10 the gap between him and the 29 of Free.
Richard Springer's roped in our 4th place driver, Anthony Fitz.
And he's
He
going
looks to the inside in turn 1.
make the pass coming off of turn 2. Titchener will let him have it. Stevenson's going to try. Oh, almost making contact. That's going to open the
Adam
door for
Purcell there as well.
Lindola as well, the 87 just having trouble getting back in line. And there's more to come. You got Jarrett Rogers in the 02 of Josh Mayu. Mitchell Briggs getting up and under the 31 of Patrick Cowgill coming off of turn 4, almost making contact.
Titchener finally able to fall back in line. He's all the way back to 11th now.
Craig Mayan, the 25 truck, haven't made mention of him tonight. Battling Patrick Cowgill in that 31 for 13th. Ted Emmenizer right behind both of them. Back up to the lead, you saw the 83 of William Wingfield getting up and out of the way of our race leaders as Ben Kincott's making laps on him. Scott Gaskill involved in that earlier wreck right in front of them. Almost getting into the wall. Oh, he did get into the wall. And that's going to open the door for Free.
Really, really tight through 3 and 4 that time. Kincott able to shut the door.
On board with Adam Fareed as he's looking to chase down the 4 truck of Ben Kincott. Kincott going to have to just get back into that rhythm he had before that lap traffic. As
Fareed finally makes it there.
Fareed has his nose there.
Very.
Austin Collins as well. Kincott's going to drop to at least 3rd, if not 4th, if Springer's able to make something happen.
Springer's been on the move. He roped these guys.
now is Collins going back for the lead. Side by side with lap traffic coming up. This is not going to end well if they don't single file out.
They're 2 by 2. Looks like they're going to start single file.
Pincott way up the track as Springer gets around him. That's going to open the door for Sims to catch up. And behind them, the battle for 6 is between Lindahl, Rogers, Purcell, and Holloway. Oh, Springer diving it in there, almost into the back bumper of the 29.
So he looks to the inside of Adam Free into turn 1. Looks like he's going to make that pass pretty easily. Set his sights on the leader, Austin Call. Looking a little further back, we see Adam Purcell starting to drop out a little. Maybe that damage is starting to catch up to him as these tires start to wear.
Could very well be the case.
Richard Springer making a pass for the lead.
He's able to do it. Springer to the point. Springer opening up a gap. About half a second, almost to second place, Austin Collins. Steven Sims is now sole possession of 4th as he was able to get around Brent Pincott in the Ford truck.
Just outside of the top 10, Patrick Cowgill. And the 87 of Anthony Titchener getting by the 93 truck for Scott Griswold.
As Fury moves up to 2nd. Titchener looking back to the inside of Cowgill.
And as the field starts to spread out, it looks as though these guys are starting to settle in for a pretty long green flag. No one really pushing their truck too hard right now.
As you see the field work around more lap traffic, Thaddeus Jackson, the 85, got caught up in that first one, so it looks like he has more damage to that right front of his truck.
Well, I saw a truck stop in the entrance to pit road. That's David Lindahl. Looks like he missed.
Yeah, it looks like he came in a little too hot. The entrance of this pit lane is one of the trickiest in the NASCAR circuit. A lot of damage to his front of his machine. Taking a closer look, you see that left front really beat up.
Yeah, and I think you might have some engine damage on that 88 truck. It didn't sound too healthy when he was making some laps. Might just have to go down and make a few more repairs, get that truck fine-tuned. Adam Free's not letting Richard Springer get away. He's maintaining between 5 and 6 tenths of a second as a gap. And as for third place, Austin Collins, he's fallen off a fair amount. Steven Sims gotten up to him.
I try to make a pass on that 98 truck to third. And then going back to fifth place, Brent Kincaid. Jet Rogers is closing in on him.
Steven Sims looked to the inside for third place. Looks like he's going to take it fairly uncontested. Austin Collins going to let him go.
Going a little bit farther back in the pack, you see David Wright, who was involved in that first incident. He's just currently in 18th position, getting around Jeremy Hebel and Aiden Askey, 2 lap trucks. Cody Barber right in front of him. He was running the top 5. He's currently in 17th.
James, we're a little over 30 laps into this run. This is where you start to see who was saving early in this run and who was kind of pushing their tires a little bit too. And it's no surprise that Richard Springer leading this field at this point. He's been known to know how to save his tires and know how to save his truck. And now he's starting to drive away with this lead.
Yeah, Free doing all he can to hold on. Still keeping it under a second. As you see, Jet Rogers now to the inside of Brent Kincaid. Kincaid going to let him go and take that 5th position away.
In the back half of the top 10, we see a couple of guys that we maybe saw struggling a little earlier in this race, but now the tires start to fall off. They're starting to make a couple passes and show their stuff a little bit. Mitchell Briggs and Craig Meyer, that's 9th and 10th respectively. The O2, Josh Mayu also in there. Daniel Holloway, that 26 truck running 7th as well. The O2 Josh Mayu making a move on Daniel Holloway. It's the 7th spot. And he's going to take it pretty quickly, fall back and lock.
As Springer is really opening the door now, almost a second and a half in just a couple of laps. Looking back at the battle for 11th, and Anthony Thitchner in the 87, Ted Emenheiser in the 8.
It looks to me like this is the closest battle on the track, but these guys really aren't battling. They're just kind of riding, taking care of their stuff, making sure they can be there at the end. We went green on lap 35, and that is definitely not going to be enough fuel for these guys to make it. So unless we have a caution here, I think we're going to be seeing green flag pit stops.
If I had to guess, I think these guys would try to pit around lap 90, try to make a 60-lap run.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see if we have a couple guys short pit, because we've seen Richard Springer set this lead out a pretty good amount, but these guys have fallen off pace multiple seconds. So if Adam Free is able to short pit him even one one lap, he's going to be able to make up a lot of time. So we have a caution on the racetrack. Is that Jeremy Hebel, maybe? Yeah, he's low on the backstretch. That engine's blown up.
Let's see if we can see what happened as we're on board with the one truck coming off of turn number 2. Yeah, right into that outside wall. You saw him bobble as he clipped that apron. That really helped him go up into that outside wall and into that inside wall as he's gonna pit for repairs here. Unfortunate night for him, already 2 laps down at the time of incident.
That was a hard hit on the outside wall. Looks like his engine expired.
As we're gonna go on board with him. You see right there onto the apron, that shoots him up the track and right into the outside wall, then the inside wall, and back to the outside wall. Luckily, nobody else got involved. That could have been a big pileup.
Yeah, that's a classic Dover moment. We've seen it happen one night already, or one time this night already. Hit that outside wall and just get bounced around like a pin. Your truck ends up dead on the bottom of the racetrack. Pit stops are going on, and we see everyone down pit road. This should eliminate the need for green flag stops. We're going to have
Springer, Adam Ferree, Steven Sims, Jarrett Rogers, Josh Mayu ran out the top 5 off of pit lane. Craig Meyer beating the Ford truck of Brent Kincott.
some big gains for Craig Meyer. So I believe he entered the pits in about 10. He's going to come out in 7th place or so. I wonder if Brent Kincott had some issues on the pit stops, because he lost a few spots there.
Yeah, it looked like, based on his time, that he was almost 2 full seconds slower on the pit lane than anyone else.
Yeah, it looks like just a slow stop. He was pretty, he took it pretty easy into his box, but that's absolutely warranted here on old tire. These pit boxes at Dover can be a little bit slippery.
Yeah,
you absolutely don't want to be sliding through them.
A 14.6 second pit stop for Brent Kincott. It looks like Steven Sims had the fastest pit stop with a 13.6.
He gained a couple spots. He's up to 3rd now. Pit stops making a little bit of a shake up in this top 10. Adam Purcell, I believe he was back to 13th. Making his way up into 10th now.
Let's see if we can pull in somebody for an interview. Hey, Josh May, this is the broadcast booth. You have a copy?
Yeah, I do.
Well, currently up to 5th after great pit stop, started in the 6th position. We're almost 100 laps into this race. Talk to us about how the track is and how the track's been changing over the course of this race.
The track is fairly alright. It's kind of tight if you push it. Definitely will eat up your tires if you're not saving. I've been saving, so I'm better in the long run. Hoping to have another long run here.
Absolutely. It's going to be 60 to go. Do you guys think you'll be good on tires and fuel, or do you think there might be another pit stop involved?
We can definitely make it on fuel. Tires is a different story.
Alright, sir. Well, we're double filed up, so we're going to let you go here. Good luck, and hopefully we'll talk to you at the end.
Alright, buddy. Thank you.
That was the L2 of Josh Mayu. He'll be starting 3rd in line on the inside. Richard Springer going to control this restart on the inside he elected. Adam Free in the 29 outside of him.
I love that Josh mentioned that he was saving tires a little bit. That's a really big thing here, because these tires go away when they go away fast, and they go away a lot. So I'm happy to know that he's taking care of his stuff. Yeah, we can see him up.
The Springer's on the gas. We are back underway.
The top 10 kind of spreads out a little bit on that restart.
Yeah, everyone single filed entering turn number 1. And Mitchell Briggs in that 69. He's contested by Daniel Holloway, but he's now inside the top 10. Adam Purcell to the inside of 69. Gonna try to take 9th away. Looks like he'll be able to do so.
Behind them, David Wright under fire from the 93 truck of Scott Griswold. He's going to keep his position. Griswold's going to fall back in line behind the 35 truck. It's Jim Westerfield.
Cody Barber currently battling Ronnie Outlaw and Austin Collins. He's way back there. Did he have a speeding penalty?
He might have. Take a look at where Yuri's. Yeah, it looks like he was at the end of the line.
Well, a big oversight on our end, but Austin Collins currently in 18th. He's going to have to charge through this field to get back up to the front.
And he's going to be a good one to watch because I know he can slice and dice him on these tracks and he's absolutely showed some speed. He shows some speed here tonight. So we'll see what he can make happen here in the latter half. Towards the front, the top 4 separated by 3/4 of a second. And about another full second back to Brent Kincock, 5th place.
Yeah, he was able to get around the 0-2 Josh May. Craig Meyer mentioned him a couple times, but he's really making his presence known now as he's battling for that 5th position, currently 7th behind the 4 and the 0-2.
Craig Meyer, not a name that we call out all that much inside its top 10, top 5 area. So he's having a great run here.
Yeah, started all the way in 16th. Battle for the lead, that's the 29 of Adam Ferry, getting around the 21 of Richard Springer.
It looks like Springer gave it to him pretty easily. Springer's not going to push his tires this early in the run. He probably feels that we're going to go green to the end here. And if we do, it's going to make for some pretty good run.
Yeah, with 59 laps to go. That's a lot of laps on these tires.
It looks like the latter half of the top 10 is starting to bunch up a little. From Brent Kincock back to Jim Westerfield.
Yeah, big group of guys going on.
Mitchell Briggs to the inside of Adam Purcell. I believe that's for the 8th position.
It is, and Jim Westfield will go with him. Jim Westfield might go 2 for 1. Not quite enough. Coming off of turn 2, a little bobble there. But he is able to get around that 58 truck of Adam Purcell, going to drop him to the 10th position. Now it's Adam Free's turn to gap the field as he's almost 1 second in front of the 21 and the 9 truck.
Steven Sims in 4th place has begun to fall back to that pack that we saw 5th place to 10th. Another caution on the
is
track.
out.
We'll see who that was.
Maybe the 37. Not quite sure.
Looks like Ronnie Outlaw, 51 truck. Austin Collins involved in that. We saw him with a speeding penalty, had to restart in the back. Looks like Austin Collins stuck his nose to the inside of the 51 truck and came up the racetrack.
See right here as they go into 3, his nose is there, but he just keeps coming up the track and into the 51. I don't think the 51 got much, if any, damage out of that, so he should be okay. Just gonna need 4 new tires.
And it looks like the 51 truck kind of bounced off the 98 truck of Austin Collins. So
Watch
Austin
it
Collins
one
might
more
have
time.
some right front.
From the 51's perspective, as you see, there's the contact. The 31 actually damages the 51's left rear corner. Not sure how badly that'll affect him, but that looks like the extent of that damage. Did anybody elect to stay out? It looks like everybody did come down to pit lane. About 20
Yeah, it looks like we only
laps.
have lap cars on the track.
About 20 laps on that run. It'll be under 50 laps to go. These guys will definitely stay out and not have to pit for either fuel or tires. Free, Springer, Rogers, Sims, Kincott, Mayu, Meyer, Briggs, Westfield, Purcell.
And it looks like Austin Collins got a little bit of damage on his right front. Doesn't look nearly as detrimental as some of these other guys who have tagged the wall, but it might affect the speed a little. Regardless, we see him up to 12th place after his catastrophic speeding penalty on the last. So we'll see if in these remaining, looks like probably be about 49 laps once we get green. We'll see if Austin Collins can make his way to the. Well, scratch that. It looks like Austin Collins might have sped that time again. He's dropped to the bat.
Let's see if we can grab a quick interview before we go back racing. Hey, Mitchell, this is the broadcast booth. You have a copy? Mitchell Briggs, this is the broadcast booth. You have a copy? I know he was muted when I pulled him in. He might not be available to talk. Alright, well, we'll put him back down there. Unfortunately, not able to talk to him at this moment. Maybe we'll catch him at the end of this race.
These trucks start to double file up. See a familiar front row, Adam Free and Richards. Yeah, it looks like Austin Collins sped that time down pit road. He's going to be restarting 23rd. So that's probably going to ruin his chances of a top 5 run here. Space truck pulls off. Adam Free is going to lead them to the green flag.
We will have 49 laps to go as the 29's on the gas, and we are back green. Jared Idles with a great restart. He has his nose to the inside of 21. Springer should be able to take second. Looks like he will, no problem. Craig Meyer to the inside of the 02. Josh Mayu. He'll be able to get around him for the 6th position.
It looks like once again the top 4 single files out and starts to gap 5th.
Looks like you could say it's the top 5 gapping as there's a bit of a separation now between Kinkai and Meyer. But everybody's single filed out for the most part. You see 10th place Scott Griswold latching on to 9th Mitchell Briggs. And then a little bit of gap to 11th place Daniel Holloway. Adam Sell gonna try to make a pass on Ted Emmenheiser.
And that 93 truck, Scott Griswold, give him an honorable mention. He started 32nd. He's riding inside the top 10 now. Running a great race, keeping that truck clean.
That's right, great run for the 93 truck in his rookie season here in Dynasty Racing League, showing tons of potential early on in his DRL career. We go back up front.
Adam Free riding with a safe 3/10 gap over 2nd place Jarrett Rock.
The 7 truck, Dustin Ike, is down on pit lane.
He's got some front end damage to that truck. He was collected in one of our earlier incidents.
.24 truck still on the lead lap as we're 40 laps to go.
And the field looks to be pretty calm at the moment. Everyone's single file.
Yeah, these guys have shown a lot of patience through this one. Only a couple of cautions. It's been a fantastic race to watch.
And this is a very difficult track at Doe. We've seen a few guys get the wall, but usually it's a bit more of a common occurrence than once or twice in a race. These guys have done a great job keeping everything together. Jim Westerfield maybe looking to the inside of Josh. I think better of it.
As it's really the top 11 now, that's gapped the majority of this field. Ted Ammonizer hanging on to that 11th position behind Scott Griswold in that 93 truck. Back up front as free, just over half a second gap. You see Springer really putting the pressure on the 9 truck of Jarrett Rogers now, as William Wingfield lap traffic is going to be a possible factor. Looks like he'll be able to get up and out of the way, heading down into turn number 1, but that opens the door for Steven Sims to the inside of the 21. Richard Springer for 3rd.
Steven Sims is going to make it work. Drop Springer back to 4th place.
And Craig Meyer getting around Brent Kincott. Kincott with some trouble. Josh Mayu goes by. Jim Westfield going to go by.
Looks like Kincott's going to get it gathered up, fall back in line behind Jim Westerfield.
The question is, if this thing goes green, has Adam Free used up his stuff too early? Will these guys be able to reel him back in, as it's 3/4 of a second now, the gap, with 35 laps to go?
We see Ted Emmenheiser making a move on Scott Griswold. That's for the top 10. He's going to make it happen through 3 and 4 that time. Yeah, I'm not sure if Adam Free has been able to save his tires enough. We've seen him kind of gap people early in this run, and that might kind of come back and get him with the remaining 30 laps.
As we're on board with Jerry Riders, as you see that 29 in his front window.
Craig Meyer kind of looked to the inside of Richard Springer down the front stretch. Springer closed the door under turn. And now that's going to open the door for the 0-2 of Josh Mayu.
Not quite able to do it as 29 puts the block on. He's going to keep himself in the 5th position for the meantime.
Seems like that sort of thing has been happening a lot in this top 10 in the last few laps. These guys will move out to make a pass and then think better, fall back in line. And Brendan Kincott making a move on Jim Westerfield. It looks like Kincott's going to pull it off. Drop himself into 7th place. Richard Springer putting a lot of pressure on Steven Sims for 3rd position. Oh, Springer gets in the back of him. He's going to take over that spot.
Yep, and that'll open the door for the 25 of Craig Meyer.
Looks like that gives Steven Sims some rear bumper damage. Spoiler's a little crinkled there.
Yeah, let's see if we can go back and see that happen.
Craig Meyer takes 4th. Josh Mayu takes 5th. Steven Sims going to fall back in line right around the 6th spot.
Into turn 3, you see that bump right there. And that's what allowed them to get by.
I saw Springer riding on his bumper pretty closely down the backstretch. Off turn 2 and down the backstretch.
at the line. It is 25 laps to go. Adam Free, your leader. 1 second back is the 9 truck of Jet Rogers. Right behind him, the 21 of Richard Springer. 4th place with a phenomenal run is the B25 of Craig Meyer, but not so fast. Here comes the 02 of Josh Mayer.
Hey, you looking to the inside. Craig Meyer's not going to let him go easy.
Big sack up in front of them with the lap traffic. Jarrett Rogers is able to work around the 88 and 10, as well as Richard Springer. Going back to that battle between the 02 and the 25. Looks like the 02 will win that battle. Oh, contact on Sims.
Steven Sims into the 25. Some left rear damage to the 25 truck now.
And we're going to stay green. Everybody keep it straight.
Looks like they're going to collect it up.
A little bit of a bottleneck, but other than that, we're staying green.
Craig Meyer's going to lose a couple
way
spots.
to
He's
the
got some
inside,
left
the
rear
26
damage.
is Daniel Holloway, avoiding 3 wide contact, and David Lindahl just has nowhere to go.
Yeah, these guys are starting to race as we near the end of this race, but we're getting a couple lap trucks kind of getting in the way a little bit. There's not really... Oh, Jarrett Rogers in the back of the lap truck hard. That's the 83 of William Wingfield. Off turn 2, he slammed the back of that truck. Springer narrowly avoiding it. Gets by.
Coming off of turn 2, yeah, just the speed difference between the 9 and the 83. Taking a better look at the 9, a ton of damage to his machine.
And I'd be really worried about the 9 truck's radiator right now, because that was a big hit right square on the front of the truck, and that tends to ruin the radiators of these trucks a little bit. So if I was Jarrett Rogers, I'd be watching my temps, making sure I don't go over, and if I am, pull it down pit road, get it cooled off, and then get back on. So we see a slow truck on the bottom of the track.
That's the 39.
That was Dustin Jones. He might have run out of fuel. He was getting his laps back, maybe.
Not sure, but it looks like he's far enough off the track that there will not be a caution as he's able to tow it.
Take a look at this replay for us.
Don't count out Richard Springer. Less than 20 laps to go, and he's less than a second to the 29 truck.
Leave a caution on
And
the
a
track.
caution is out. The 98 of Austin Collins has 7 and the 51 make collisions. Let's see what happened as Austin Collins' day had just gone from good to worse, involved in the last few cautions.
William Wingfield, the lap truck, involved in this one again. It looks like Wingfield just gets up, hits the outside wall, comes back down at Austin Collins, and they're going to come across the track. Looks like Wingfield grabs David Lindahl on his way by. And then as Collins coming back down the track, trying to get going, collects Dustin. And Ronnie Outlaw's there too.
Yeah, iRacing not being friendly with that replay. We'll see if we can see it one more time. This time from the 51's point of view. Unfortunate for those drivers involved.
And I just went back and looked at the replay before that caution with Dustin Jones. It looked like he ran out of fuel. Yeah, they ran out of fuel or blew up just because it's from front end in. So unfortunate end to his. And as we have about 15 laps left in this race, he's not going to have enough time to fix that truck. So.
Things are really going to turn up now as these laps are winding down. Going to have just over 10 laps to go when we go back racing. Adam Free will be the leader, Richard Springer alongside him. Josh Mayu is up to third, Brent Kincott in the fourth position.
We've been talking about saving tires all night, but with 10 laps left, brand new rubber on these trucks, there's really not much you have to do. Maybe give it 1 or 2 laps at the start of this run to just take it easy, and then you can push the rest of this race. So we're going to see some pretty hard racing for the remainder of this race.
Do you think this was the last caution, or do you think we'll have another one?
I think it all depends on how hard these guys push right off the bat here, because once these guys get fanned out, I think it's going to be pretty tough for them to wreck again. But right at the start of this green flag, I think we're going to know if we're going to wreck again, just because of how hard these guys are going to be able to push. And we'll see how much they actually give it, and how dangerous they end up being. So far, this race and this season, we've seen these guys be pretty content. So I'm not really sure. I probably bet we will. They double up. Once again, Adam Free, Richard Springer. Josh Mayu in third. That O2 truck slowly climbed through the top. And with 10 to go in this race, he's going to have a pretty decent shot at the win of this.
Pace truck getting ready to dock off. Adam Free's on the gas. We are back under green flag conditions with 14 laps to go. Josh Mayu with a great restart. He's going to take second from the 21 of Springer. The top 5 single file out very quickly. They head down the backstretch. So far, so good with these guys. Mitchell Briggs able to get around Craig Meyer. Adam Purcell follows him. So far, so good for everybody. Top 10 single file out now.
First double file battle we see is 10 Ebenheiser and Anthony Fitt. That's the
They
8
make
and the
contact.
87. Oh, down the backstretch, a little bit of door down.
Do a little kiss, but things work out. So we're going to focus on what is a 3-truck battle for the lead. Adam Free, Josh Mayu, Richard Springer. We'll see if Brent Kincott's able to get his name into the mix or not, as he's in that 4th position.
Josh Mayu looking pretty good so far. You've seen him kind of claw his way through the field. The leaders catch a lap truck. That's a 38 truck. Ronald Sirline.
Sirline going to stay up and out of the way of these race leaders. Free, Mayu and Springer's able to get around.
Looks like Springer's starting to catch the back bumper of Josh Mayu. We'll see if he can make a move on.
All over that bumper. He's going to look to the inside down in turn 1. His nose is there. Maybe going to come down to block him, however, coming off the corner to the backstretch. More lap cars in front.
Maybe doing a great job defending that second position.
Mitchell Briggs getting around the 45 of Steven Sims. Adam Purcell going to try to do the same.
Purcell into the back, Steven Sims into turn 3 that time. Just a bit of a nudge. So we come to 5 to go at the line. And the race for the lead isn't really heating up all that much. Adam Free maintaining about a half-second gap over Josh Mayu and Richard Springer, that is, in the 21.
Yeah, Free bobbles here. That's going to open the door for those two drivers to get right up back to that back bumper. Not much in the way of lap traffic in front of them. There's the 85 of Thaddeus Jackson, but that's going to be a few laps away before they even get to him. 4 laps to go.
And looking at these times, these guys are maintaining about the same gap for the last few laps. Brent Kingcott hanging out there too in 4th place. He's 9/10 back from Adam Friedel. And he's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Jackson staying out of the way on the low side as the leaders get around him. 3 laps to go. The last thing Free wants is a caution.
Mayu making up a little bit of time on that lap. Under 0.3 of a second separate. So he begins to gain down the backstretch a little bit. About 2 car lengths separating the front 2 trucks. And now under 0.2 of a second with 2 laps to go. Looks like Mayu's going to be there.
Gonna have one last push as they head down into turn 3, coming to the final lap. Will we see a bumper run?
We have a caution.
Oh, coming to the line, a caution is out. That changes everything.
About a quarter of a lap soon enough.
Not
It
really
looks like David Wright's blown up back there. See what happened to him. Looks like the 81 truck might have been the cause of that.
Oh yeah, he got hooked on the backstretch.
Yeah, off turn 2, 38 truck Ronald Sirline just keeping it off the wall. Kept a little bit lower than the 81 truck of Randy Brock would have liked.
Yeah, there's a lot of net code there between the 2 trucks.
Yeah, those 2 trucks taking a bit of a spin down the backstretch. David Wright getting collected. Not much of a hard hit there. Kind of got him in the right front tire. But that blew that. So looks like the 81 truck's going to be pretty tote. So we're going to have our first of 3 green white check.
And it looks like everybody is staying out. The first drivers to pit is 17th David Wright and 18th Scott Griswold.
And these guys, I know it's only been about 13 laps in these tires, but that's plenty to make these tires spin a pretty good amount on this restart. So we've got to make sure that we got our tires cleaned off, get everything warm, so that these guys can have a decent restart. Josh Mayu is really roping in Adam Free for that lead at the end, so we'll see if he can have anything for him. We've seen Richard Springer on the outside of the front row kind of struggle on these restarts, and he's going to be restarting 3rd this time. So we'll see if he can make anything happen from behind the leader on the street.
I'm not mistaken, this will be the first restart these guys have on older tires, so it'll be interesting to see if there's any wheel spin to factor in on this one.
Yeah, and we didn't actually get the opportunity to try it last night in our Grand.
That is true.
Oh, sorry.
Only one caution last night in the Grand National Series.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I haven't seen it all that much with the new tire model that they brought out this year, but traditionally concrete tracks and old tires don't really mix. So especially Dover and Bristol, they don't like they don't like old tires very well. New tires are usually the way to go on restarts, but I guess we'll see how it goes.
Should be getting the 1 to go signal this time. These guys do have up to 3 chances at green-white checkers. This is going to be the first attempt. If they're not able to make it back to the line and we have another caution, we'll rack them up again.
See these trucks start to double file up. We're gonna have Adam Free with Josh Mayu on the outside of him, and then Richard Springer and Brent Kingcott.
Green flag is out. Adam Free with a fantastic restart. That might be what he needed to get this job done as they go side by side in turn 1, the 02 and the 21 battling it out for second. Springer might have that advantage. He does clear him onto the backstretch. Second place goes to Richard Springer. Will he have enough time to catch Adam Free as they come to the white flag? It's Adam Free with 0.3 of a second advantage. They get to the white flag. We will be finishing this one under green.
See if Springer can close that gap a little bit. 0.3 of the line.
As Mr.
Looks like he's able to close it a little bit.
Way in the back, he got shuffled all the way outside the top 10. Mitchell Briggs did as they come to the line. It's going to
Springer's
be
going to get to his bump.
Adam Free, caution. He'll be the winner. Richard Springer second. Josh Mayu third. Jim Westfield fourth. And it looked like Steven Sims. No, Brent Kingcott. My apologies. He got the 5th place finish. That was a pretty exciting finish.
That was a tremendous finish. Richard Springer, he was over 0.3 back from Adam Free at the white flag, and he was able to cut all 3 of those tenths down to make it all the way to Adam Free's bumper, but unfortunately wasn't able to get much further than that.
A fantastic victory for Adam Free. Started in 11th, coming home our winner. And this is his first victory of the 2020 season. Will lock him into the playoffs if he's able to meet all the criteria. Currently sitting 30th in the standings. This would definitely bump him up a couple positions. We'll have to wait until the points are updated to see exactly where he finishes. Let's see if we'll be able to pull him in. Hey, Adam Free, this is the broadcast booth. You have a copy?
Yeah, I have a copy.
Well, exciting green-white checkered finish there, huh? Walk us through the moment you were coming to that white flag and the caution comes out, and now you have to prepare yourself for a green, white checkered.
Well, the first time when that caution came out, I wasn't too upset because the 0-2 was right on me, and I was going to have to take a super low entry into one, and who knows how that would have went. And I figured on a restart I could get a little jump and have a little more breathing room. So I actually didn't hate that first caution.
Well, this is your first victory of the 2020 season. I got a long way to go to meet the criteria. You're all the way before tonight. You were in 30th place in the standings, but with this win, it's definitely going to help you gain some positions. So can't quite say you will be locked into the playoffs, but I'm sure by the end of this regular season you will be. So got a lot of to look forward to now with a win under your belt.
Yeah, it's been a brutal start to the season. I just can't catch a break. So tonight felt great. I was super nervous on that last lap. I tightened up and lost about 3/10 to Springer behind me, but I was glad I could hold on. Change of fortune.
Ben, do you have anything for Mr. Fury?
I thought you ran a tremendous race. We didn't see you qualify all that well. I saw you practicing pretty decently, and I was kind of watching you in practice a little bit. You looked great, but qualified 11th, so that wasn't. But as soon as you started this race, I knew you're going to be something to look after, and you did not disappoint. So absolutely wonderful race, and congratulations on the win.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I threw this one away last year with the pit road penalty, so I really wanted vengeance.
And vengeance you definitely did. Do you have any shout outs you'd like to give out before we let you go?
Shout out to Minimum Speed Racing. My teammate Terrence Sine inexcusably missed tonight's race without an excuse. We will be looking into discipline. And I just want to thank DRL for putting us on.
Well, if Sine's absence means you win, maybe you should keep him out more often.
Yeah, he may be out of a ride.
Alrighty, well, congrats once again, Adam. Fantastic race. Way to hold off the hard-charging Mayu and Springer, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.
All right, thanks, guys.
And that was our race winner, Adam Free. Let's see if we can pull in second place finisher, Richard Springer. Hear what he has to say about his night. Hey, Richard, this broadcast booth, you have a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Well, what do you think? One more green white check and you might have had something?
No, starting on the outside was death. I didn't need that caution beforehand. I felt like I was catching free pretty well, so that's what I didn't need. Anyway, so it worked out okay. The last caution actually got me an extra spot.
Yeah, strong all night. Started in 7th. Long run speed, it seemed like you had it over most. Just couldn't quite have that long run at the end of this race.
Yeah, we had a pretty long run there for quite a while. Then we had a caution, and I had I think I was up by about 2 seconds at that point. But I knew everybody's going to have to pit anyway. I was thinking about when to pit. It was going to be 10 or 20 laps. But anyway, a lot of guys ran good. This is a tough track, and we didn't have all that many cautions, so that's nice. And Fareed did a hell of a job. Good on him. And we had some. I know I got into Sims a couple times there, but he was so he was just so slow in the middle of the corner, and I was off the gas, but it didn't matter. So he gave me a tap after the race. I don't know if he's mad or he understood or what, but anyway. And I saw Rogers got crashed right in front of me. That was terrible for him.
Yeah, unfortunate positioning with the lap traffic coming off of turn 2. Ben, do you have anything for Mr. Springer?
I mean, we always expect you to be pretty good at saving tires, and you definitely didn't disappoint. You were fantastic on these long runs, so great job tonight.
Yeah,
it's a little too bad that you didn't get a long run to the end, because I think you would have been there for sure.
Yeah, we had it going, and then they had the caution there when I finally got up to behind Free there, and then we had one. But tried to save the tires, but the problem here is if you do that too much, you fall so far back that it's really tough to get back up there again. And I had to abuse them when I did do that the one time when I did take the lead. But I wore them out pretty good, I got to tell you. But there's not many options here. If you fall back too far, you're just going to have to go like crazy, and of course, it's going to wear the stuff out.
Alrighty, Richard, before we let you go, any shout outs you'd like to give out?
Yeah, thanks for Ben joining the team here, and you, JP, for doing the broadcast, running the league. Thanks for having what we have, like 36 guys show up, and for this many guys on this track, I don't think we were too bad as far as caution goes. You know, it'd be nice for me. It'd be nice to see none, but that's unrealistic. So, shout out to all my teammates too. They had a few troubles, and some had a couple. Cody Barber ran good. He's getting better and better every week. It seems like Daniel had a decent finish. A couple of our other guys had a little problems, but anyway, shout outs to everybody involved.
Absolutely. Great group of guys we got going on. Only a handful of cautions on a tough track like Dover. It's nothing to be ashamed of. And we look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks. We are off next week, so enjoy it. And we'll see you once we return.
Okay, gentlemen, have a good night.
And I was just informed that Josh Mayu had to go attend to something, so we cannot interview our third place finisher. So let's see if we can pull in somebody else and hear what they have to say about their night. Looking through our list, I do not see Jim Westerfield, who finished 4th, but I do see Brent Kincott, so maybe we can have a word with him real quick. Hey, Brent, this is the broadcast booth. You have a copy?
I got you.
Well, Josh
How's it
Mayu,
going?
had to step out, so we couldn't interview our third place finisher. So we're
Ah,
gonna have a word with you. Coming home, another top 5. Got the podium last week at Talladega. It looks like things are turning around for you this season.
oh man, the amount of practice I put in this week totally paid off. I gotta say.
Heck of a
Yeah,
run you had all night. You even led some laps under green. Do you think you would have had anything if the race didn't have a green white checkered finish?
no, I wouldn't have. My car was a little bit slower in the long run, or in the short run. I'm better in the long run, so I didn't really have much there. I kind of was just riding around at the end, just trying to get to the finish.
Ben, do you have anything for Brent before we let him go?
Brent, I'll be honest. Every week you get better and better, and I find myself rooting for you a little bit. And I probably shouldn't because I'm supposed to be impartial as a broadcaster. But you make me really excited. We've seen you improve all year, like you mentioned, and you're just getting better and better. We saw you lead some laps tonight, and yeah, you're just doing a really great job.
I appreciate that. Yeah, my lowest position tonight was that I was running was 8th. I never went below 8th.
It just goes to
So
show you how consistent you were tonight. We
yeah.
will be off next week, so enjoy the week off, and then we'll be coming back to Charlotte. You have any early thoughts heading into Charlotte?
Into Charlotte, it's another mile and a half. I've been decent on a mile and a half, just had bad luck. So it should be pretty good. I did pretty good at Charlotte in the Grand National last year, so we'll see how it goes.
Alrighty, and last thing, do you have any shout outs before we let you go?
I'd like to shout out my 2 teammates, Rod Fosnaw and Steven Sims, and everyone else that has been rooting for me. Yeah, King Cotton Fosnaw Motorsports. And yeah, shout out to you guys for doing the broadcast. It's awesome how you guys do it. I love watching it myself even later on, and you guys do a really good job.
Alrighty, Brent, congrats again on your top 5 finish. Keep that hot streak going, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Thank you. Thank you.
Alrighty, let's see if we can get through the post race before ATVO freezes up. The next broadcast on DRL TV will be the 2020 Dynasty Racing League All-Star Race at Lucas Oil Speedway. That's Monday, May 18th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Be sure to tune in to check out all of this year's All-Star participants. The next race for the Dynasty Racing League Truck Series is the Charlotte 150. That is Tuesday, May 19th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time for 100 laps. It's going to be an exciting race. I'm looking forward to seeing what these guys are able to do. Let's see if we can look at the unofficial results. Our race winner tonight, Adam Free leading 66 laps. Richard Springer coming home second with 34 laps led. Josh Mayu comes home third. Jim Rushfield fourth. Brent Kinkow, who we just spoke to, comes home fifth, 11 laps led. Steven Sims sixth. Adam Purcell seventh. Anthony Thishner eighth. A great run by him, second week in a row for the Dynasty Racing League rookie. Daniel Holloway comes home ninth, and Ted Emenheiser rounds out the top 10. 11th goes to Cody Barber. 12th, Cody Gasky. Craig Meyer comes home 13th. Marvin Wingfield 14th. Hadn't really mentioned him tonight. Mitchell Briggs rounds out 15th. Ronnie Outlaw 16th. Patrick Cowgill 17th. 18th goes to Hayden Ashkey. Jarrett Rogers, who was up in the top 5 the majority of the night, ends up 19th. And Cydarius Jackson 20th, the first driver, 1 lap down. 21st goes to Rod Fosnar. 2 laps down. David Lindahl, 4 laps down, 22nd. Dustin Eichert, 5 laps down, 23rd. Scott Griswold, 24th, 6 laps down. And David Wright right behind him in 25th, 6 laps down. Randy Rockwell, 26th, 7 laps down. Ronald Sirloin, 8 laps down, 27th. Austin Collins, who led a race, second race high, 44 laps, comes home 28th, 24 laps down. Doug Lockrow, 29th. 29 laps down. And William Wingfield rounds out the top 30, 36 laps down. Not quite sure if the graphic will show up, but 31st is Dustin Jones, 32nd, Dakota Wilkins. Jeremy Hevel comes home 33rd, 34th, there it is, Dominic Mangione, 99 laps down. Scott Gaskill, 35th, and Corey Sherman is our 36th place finisher, 126 laps down. Looks like that might be it. ATVO seemed to have enough. Here it is, our point standings. This is entering tonight's race. Dakota Wilkins, Steven Sims, Corey Sherman, Jarrett Rogers, and Richard Springer. All drivers with a win on the year. Richard Springer has 3 wins. Daniel Holloway is the first driver without a win in the point standings. And third, David Lindahl, Patrick Cowgill, Austin Collins, David Wright, Cody Barber make up the top 10. And then we'll add Adam Faree's name to the list with 1 win on the year. Congrats once again to the 29 truck of Adam Faree. Well, Ben, this has been one heck of a race. Great race overall, great finish, green white checkered finish with Adam Faree coming out on top.
Yeah, we saw some pretty decent green flag runs, just like we expected, and a lot of close racing, just like we expected. These guys were just kind of battling all throughout the run. It was not disappointing to watch at all.
I agree, and like I said, we'll be off. We'll be having the All-Star race will be the next event on DRL TV, so we'll see you guys there. Have a great night, and thank you for watching.